Good afternoon. Whoa, this looks like kind of close. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Here I am. It is 7:47 for me here in California. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about reset, restart, and refocus. That is how many people actually, put it in quotes or when they want to talk about it. But I actually switched it up a little bit and I put refocus, reset, and restart. Because if you really look into what the definition of these words mean, it doesn't really, for me, personally, doesn't make sense. The reset, restart, refocus, but refocus, reset, and restart. And I'm gonna tell you why. It is already the 11th of January. And right, some people are probably just knocking it out of the park, which I celebrate, you guys, okay? It takes commitment and it takes discipline to definitely be there. And then there are others that just haven't been able to get the ball rolling, whatever reason it may be. Okay. For me here today, the purpose is so that you guys can identify where you stand today, January 11th. Okay. We all have goals. I hope we all have goals that we want to get to, that we want to achieve. And sometimes people see amazingness from us that at its moment we maybe don't see it for ourselves, right? So it could be the 11, you're probably 111. Oh, you guys probably could be giving yourselves a hard time, right? Like I said, this year was going to be different, XYZ. Don't. Okay? You only have you, and you need you to be taking care of you so that you can achieve the next level. Okay? If you are your worst critic 24/7 and not your best friend, it is going to be very challenging for you to stay disciplined and committed because it's our body is only an instrument of the mind. And if what's happening in the mind is nothing but like negative self-talk and a whole bunch of negative confirmation to why things are not being achieved, then the body is not going to move towards the direction we want it to. Okay. And so that's the reason why for today I put refocus, reset, and restart. Hey, Leanne. And the reason for that is this, right? When something is not going right, you want to go ahead and refocus. What does that mean? Say you're looking through a telescope and everything is so blurry. Well, you have to kind of like refocus, right? So that you're able to see a little bit more clearer. And that's really important. What you want clarity, what's going on right now? Why have you not been able to achieve the goals that you set for yourself in the beginning of the year? Once again, it's very important to analyze, and I'm all about being intentional because it's the only way to get to know ourselves. So you want to kind of be able to, what does refocus means? It means to adjust focus of lens or one's eye, right? So if something is not going on right, in order for it to go right, we have to first kind of refocus. What's the plan here? What hasn't been working in these 11 days, right? It could very well be you set something up at the wrong time based on, your sleep schedule or your work schedule or your school schedule, whatever it can be. You want to go ahead and refocus, right? Let's sit down, let's figure out where can I adjust? What can I adjust being today, day 11? How can I get back on track? Or how can I even get on track, right? And then reset. You cannot start something if you don't push the stop button, right? You have to push the stop button real quick. And that is where you do your refocusing. What's going on here? Let me focus. Let me figure things out. And then, that's why I put the reset. Because what does reset mean, right? Reset means you're going to set again, right? You're going to set your timer again, or you're going to set your timer with some different timing, right? So instead of, for example, for those that want to get up like say 4 in the morning, but you didn't start prior to January, it's going to be very challenging for you to actually be able to wake up at 4 in the morning cold turkey. You're going to have like a headache the next day. You're going to be so tired by like midday. And so what's going to happen is that your brain's going to say, oh no, this is way too painful. We are not going to wake up at 4 in the morning again. So what has to happen is like, okay, let's refocus. Maybe the strategy of 4 a.m. is not working at the moment because I didn't start prior to the new year, right? This is a new habit. How can I go ahead and, go again? How can I go ahead and reset myself? Well, okay, maybe the best thing to do is wake up at 5 and gradually, in 15-minute or 30-minute increments, then you can start going, shortening up that time. And then you can go ahead and restart, right? Because restart means starting again. So, once again, it is January 11th. Whatever it is that you feel you haven't achieved, or whatever it feels that, you feel like you are not running at the speed that you want, or you're not doing the things that you said that you would, okay, step back, right? Hit the stop button. Let's refocus. Let's regather our thoughts. Let's regather our calendar or whatever it is that you want to work on, And how can we go ahead and refocus? How can we adjust ourselves to what it is that we want? What should I eliminate? What should I implement? What should I change? Then you want to go ahead and reset. When am I going to start again? Okay, I will start again tomorrow with these new things implemented, or with these things taken away. And then you can restart. And I think that it's very important because, it's kind of like, I'd say mid-month, right? For me, that's like mid-month. It's already the 11th. Time goes by flying. So it's already mid-month. Don't give yourself this guilt trip. Okay, some people may agree, some people may not agree with me. I don't really care. I'm not here for you to agree. This is just me speaking about my experiences, because I am one of the people that in the past have had to overcome a lot of mental challenges. Right? And these are things that I have learned to implement for myself, especially when I am feeling some sort of anxiety or stress, or, I'm feeling stuck. Sometimes you're trying to run so fast, you feel stuck. And no one really tells you, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and refocus. Let's go ahead and adjust where we are and how we can move forward. People just say, well, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. If the person is not even has mental clarity, they're not even going to know what they're supposed to be doing, right? Or how to even fix it. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. A lot of people say reset, restart, refocus. For me personally, I would definitely say, right, it's like refocus, reset, and then restart. That's what you want to do. Focus. Okay, let's hit the stop button. Let's focus. How can I get back in alignment? How can I get this wheel back into, this road where I'm supposed to be in? And then you're going to go ahead and reset, right? Was I going too fast? Is that why I derailed out of the road? Was I going too slow? That's why someone came and hit me. This is just an analogy, right? And then you can go ahead and restart. Once you have adjusted things back into, rhythm, then you can go ahead and restart. And now you're restarting, with a whole new clarity, with a whole new perspective in mind. So yeah, that's definitely, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today and bring it up for those that could be struggling or find themselves giving themselves a hard time because it's already the 11th and they haven't done what they said that they were going to do, or they went back on their word, or they changed their goal. It doesn't matter. At any moment, at any time, any day, you're able to go ahead and shift. You're able to go ahead and hit the stop button to refocus, reset, and restart. I really hope that this brought you guys value. I appreciate you guys hopping on here today. And I will be back on here again tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a good night. And if you guys have any questions or anything that you guys would like for me to talk about, go ahead and send me a DM. I am very open to speaking about anything. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow and have a good night.